Shalom, I'm Rabbi Larry Greenhouse from Keren, Messianic Synagogue. Over the last couple of months, we at Keren have been doing our part to keep the coronavirus flatter. That means having online meetings only. I'm happy to announce that we've developed the next phase strategy to resume Shabbat services in person. I'm calling this phase 2 of our coronavirus plan. Phase 1 was having online meetings only. The purpose of phase 2 is a careful and healthy reestablishment of Shabbat services in person. We'll be moving to the next phase, but it'll be done in a slow and careful way. It's not because of a lack of trust in the protection of Adonai, but because of the wisdom and discernment that He's given us. Now, Keren is going to be going to the next phase by resuming Shabbat services in person on May 30th. That's this coming Shabbat. We'll also continue live streaming the Shabbat services, just like we always have, and hold all other activities and meetings online. While Shabbat services won't have the same feel or look to them yet, it's a great step back towards normalcy. First, I want to stress that if you're not comfortable gathering for any reason at all, you should not feel bad or allow anyone to make you feel like you have to come to the synagogue building. That decision should only be made by you based on what you're comfortable with and what's right for your family. Keren will be opening with many of the recommendations from the governor's office and CDC regarding social distancing to keep things as safe as possible for you. For this reason, we're asking those 65 and older to continue online attendance until at least June 12th. Also, people who are at high risk categories, we're very highly encouraging you to continue your online attendance. This includes high blood pressure, heart conditions, kidney conditions, cancer, asthma, diabetes, lung conditions, all those type of things. And if you're currently sick of anything at all, regardless of how minor, please, even if it's just a cold, join us online instead of coming to the building. Don't put us in the position of having to decide how major or minor your illness is. If you have anything at all, stay at home. It would just be so helpful for us. For you people, maybe you've knowingly been exposed to someone with coronavirus in the last 14 days. Stay home, wait out those 14 days. Once they're over, then you'll be very welcomed back. So what can you expect when you come back to Keren? In an effort to reduce the risk of anyone becoming ill at Keren, we're having the building professionally cleaned and disinfected each week before Shabbat services for this foreseeable future. We'll be maintaining a social distancing of 6 feet between family units throughout the whole building. We're also highly recommending that you wear a face covering while you're in the building because we want to reduce the risk of any spread of the virus. This isn't mandatory, but it really is highly recommended. Even though it's not mandatory, I'll be wearing a mask with the exception of when I'm up on the stage, on camera, doing something so that I can be heard clearly. I don't think the mask really muffles, but I want to make sure that the message of Adonai gets out clearly. So, if you're uncomfortable with being around people without a mask, then you may not want to attend in person yet, because although we're saying it's highly recommended, it's still not mandatory. All right. Now, the building and what you can expect. The building's going to be open 15 minutes prior to service. That means if you come prior to 15 minutes, unless you have a specific job that you've been asked to show up early, you're going to be waiting out in the parking lot until 15 minutes prior to service. And that mirrors what we're going to be doing at the end of service, because at the end of service, we're going to be dismissing everybody and we're going to be closing up the building 15 minutes after service. The whole idea is not to have people congregating in small groups within the building. It's just not a safe thing to do right now. So out in the parking lot, whatever you want to do, you can do. But in the building, we're going to keep safe. That means also no hugging, no kissing, no handshaking, no physical contact. We're a loving congregation. We want to hold on to each other, but based on that lovingness, we also want to keep each other safe. So this is what we're doing now. Might it be overkill? Maybe. Are we going to do it? We are. Now, while you're in the building, we're going to try to keep things as touchless as possible for you. In fact, if you come to the building and you touch nothing but the seat you're sitting on, I consider that to be a great success. So when you come to the building, there's going to be a greeter at the door, and they're going to open the door for you. You won't even have to touch the front door. Now, there's going to be a lot of restrictions. There's going to be no nursery. There's going to be no Shabbat school. There's going to be no kitchen. All the classrooms are going to be closed. There's going to be no oneg. In and out is really what it's going to be. We're going to celebrate Shabbat together, and then we're going to have to disperse. This is at least until the next phase. We don't know when this next phase is, but we look forward to that next phase. Now, because we're maintaining social distancing as much as possible, there are some things that'll look different. The seats in the sanctuary have been rearranged so that there's seating apart from each other, and the ushers are going to be instructed to seat you. So when you come in, please allow the ushers to do their job. They're going to escort you to the seats. And what we're going to do is we're going to be filling the sanctuary from the front to the back. That way, you're not walking past people. And when we dismiss at the end of service, we're going to be doing just the opposite. We're going to be dismissing from the back of the sanctuary to the front. That way, we're not overlapping in our paths among other people. So please, I know it's different, but listen to the ushers. They really are going based on the instructions that I'm giving them. I really do appreciate you allowing that to happen. Once you enter into the sanctuary, please remain in the sanctuary and with your family units. No mingling. Stay together. Be aware that because we can't clean the bathrooms between every use, we're only going to have one bathroom open for emergency bathroom uses. You'll know what an emergency is. I have trust in you guys. You'll know what it is. Now, we're going to have someone, one of the ushers, once you're in the sanctuary, walk you to the bathroom. And that's so that we can maintain only one person in the bathroom at a time. Now, the one exception will be a parent and child. The parent will obviously be allowed to usher the child in into the bathroom. But that's the only time there'll be more than one person in the bathroom. And only one stall will be open. So you'll go into that one, please. You'll go in. When you come out, you'll wash your hands for 20 seconds. You'll use the paper towels to wipe your hands, and then use that same paper towel to turn off the water. That way you're not touching anything once your hands are clean, okay? The usher will then bring you back into the sanctuary. The usher is going to disinfect the doorknobs, but that's all he's going to clean is only the doorknobs for the next person who needs to have a bathroom emergency so that they can go in and open and close that one door as well. All of it's to keep everybody healthy. All of it's to keep everybody safe. I know it's different. I know it seems like it's a lot, but please, this is what we're going to do in order to be able to keep together. Now, the services are going to look a little different as well, because we're not going to have dancing. We're not going to have the horror around the perimeter of the sanctuary. We're not going to have dancing during praise and worship. There's just no way of doing it while maintaining social distancing. Dancing with 6 foot apart from each other just isn't practical. So for now, no dancing. You can dance at your seat, recognize that there are people around you. But absolutely bounce around and dance and celebrate the Lord. That's what we're there for, to celebrate the Lord. Now, when it comes to tithes and offerings, You're encouraged to continue giving online. I really do thank you all for doing that. If you're going to be giving by checks while you're in the sanctuary, that's okay. But we're going to ask that you don't use an envelope. Remember, as touchless as possible. So the ushers will bring around the baskets. There'll be no passing of baskets. They'll be the only ones to touch the baskets. They'll put you'll just drop your check into the basket. If you're using cash, that's the only other time. We can't help it. You have to fill out an envelope so that you get credit for it. So maybe bring your own pen. That would be best. Bring your own pen, put the cash into the envelope, and then drop the envelope into the basket. Again, I want to stress we'll continue to, as we always have, our online Shabbat services. So if for any reason you don't feel comfortable with any of this or with anything that's going on, continue participating online. I know with everyone's help and consideration that we're going to get through this. We're inching our way back to normalcy. We're getting there. This is only our second phase. There's going to be at least another phase or two coming along. How quickly? We don't know. We'll keep an eye on numbers. We'll keep an ear to what the government says, and that's what we're going to end up doing. Everything is to keep you as safe as possible. So, whether I see you in person on Shabbat or whether I see you online, bless you. Thank you, family of Keren. Or know for those that we don't get to see, Rebbeson and I miss you and love you all. So we'll either see you on Shabbat or we'll see you online, hopefully during one of our midweek meetings, whether it be our prayer service at 6 p.m. on Tuesday or our Galatians study at 7 o'clock on Wednesday. Blessings to you all. We love you.